we are really, really excited to have Leigh Nash in studio. In fact, we're so glad you're here now. You were Sacramento, kind of on a radio tour, and you're heading down to La La Land, is that?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, later today.
And promoting the new CD.
That's right.
Growing up with country music, what was kind of your reasoning for getting involved in Christian music, or quote unquote, and as you said earlier, Sixpence, in some ways, not accepted in there, but obviously you guys became known as both. And talk about that again a little bit, kind of the living in both worlds, if you will, in Christian music in general, your journey.
Well, I think left to my own devices, I would have probably tried to pursue a country thing in Texas, and I would imagine that would have fizzled out, and I would have become a teacher. So, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
But I met Matt Slocum, my partner in Sixpence, and he's very driven in that I think he has really great ideas about where to take things to the next level. He's got a better mind for business than I do, and he was very dedicated to the idea of having a band, making a demo, taking the next step. And he had been going to Cornerstone, this music festival in Illinois, for years before, and he took our first demo, I think I was 13 when I sang on it, to Cornerstone one year, and I was too young. My parents wouldn't let me out of the house at that age for good reason. And anyway, so he went up and went to a little tent where they were having a conversation about how to make a good demo tape, and the guy that Matt didn't know held our demo up as, this is a great example of a great demo by this band, or is it called Sixpence None the Richer? And Matt was sitting there like, hey, that's my thing. And so we signed with that guy's label.
Wow.
That next year, and then we're going to festivals in Europe and touring by the year after that. So I suppose we ended up there because we are believers, and we didn't know what else to do. Cornerstone seemed like such a great, because like I said, there was such an amazing thing going on there with these bands. They seemed like they were like us, but that was not mainstream Christian music, and I don't think we understood that at the time. We were just like, oh, the prayer chain, awesome.
Yeah. Well, you're right, and they found kind of an audience in Christian rock formats as that evolved, but you're right, they were always kind of in both worlds, and I know we've seen that kind of happen. I mean, Switchfoot and other bands now that have crossed over, and we've seen that happen increasingly. And we kind of joke about it, but U2 kind of was way back. That was their deal. Is that they were being, I guess, kind of what's the word I want? Pigeonholed as quote unquote a Christian band, and Bono said nah, and and for many years, kind of. Ooh. And then here they are now. Everybody's like, "Oh, you too."
I got to spend some time with Bono.
What?
Yes, I did.
Get out of town.
A few years ago. It was in Nashville. He came to speak at the Art House to like 40 people in the music industry.
Whoa.
And he in that time, I mean, he just blew my mind. He spoke so beautifully about faith and about music and art and being believers. It was a pretty mind-blowing experience. And then if I can toot my own horn, and I always do.
Toot.
At the end,
Toot on.
he got up and he walked over to Dan Hasseltine, who I was sitting next to, gave him a hug and said, "I'm proud of what you're doing, in Africa." And then I thought he was walking out. He comes and bends down, kisses my hand, and says, "I'm a fan." And then he walks out. And then he walked to the van, and they drove away, and I haven't seen him since. Yay!
So you hadn't been introduced previous to that?
No.
He just walked up to you and said, "I'm a fan."
Yeah.
And walked out.
I didn't know that he was sitting there thinking that's Leigh Nash over there.
Wow.
But he was.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Powerful. Yeah. So again, you're right. That whole.
I'm touching her.
Yeah. I know. That whole thing, and Bono, and you guys were a part of that generation, and now a lot of we know for a fact there are bands, Anne Berlin and others who've blown up in the secular realm,
right?
Who are Christians,
right?
But and I remember some festivals where they were trying to break out of that, and some of the conflicts that occurred because of that, and it's been a challenge. But I think we're called to engage the culture, however that works. And to be all we can be. And little known fact, Nashville named after the Nash family.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Bono and Nashville, you guys are...
You should see me walking around in Nashville. I can't get 2 feet without somebody trying to take a picture.
Thank you for our city. Thank you.
Making statues of me and stuff.
So you guys, and you're in Nashville now. Okay, living there. And again, family, and talk about your family a little bit. That's kind of cool. Be a mama.
I have an 8-year-old son named Henry who's fantastic and handsome and perfect, said his mother. And he's great. I just have the one precious boy. And my grandmother came from a family of 5 siblings. It was 4 girls and 1 boy. And whenever somebody would ask her mother about her kids, she said, I have 4 girls and 1 precious boy.
Boys are, there's something about little boys and their mama.
So we're definitely living that relationship. But I love being a mom, and that's pretty much my number one.
Wow. Well, we're going to look forward to the new release from Sixpence None the Richer.
All right.
And going to love this CD. And is it in bookstores now?
It is, yes.
Okay, so I know sometimes you do the tour thing before it's released, but so it's available in bookstores. Leigh Nash, again, hymns and sacred songs. We're going to play another cut, Savior Like a Shepherd, Lead Us, and I know you're on to La La Land, but thank you for stopping by, Merced.
Thanks for having us.
Leigh Nash. Whoa.
It's been awesome.
Bono's a fan. This is Savior Like a Shepherd, Lead Us on 101.5 KAMB.
Sorry, Robin's texting me.
Wow, she's distracted.